What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the FansToys Diverge, or their version of a Masterpiece scale Swerve. So this is the next in their line of mini-bots, and I was excited to see how this differed from the previous one, Variator, their version of Gears, and there's quite a few differences. The engineering is pretty different, at least for transformation, so that's pretty neat that they made it its own figure. There is something to do right out of the box, which I didn't show during my unboxing, but you're going to come to this top panel here, just fold that back, fold this inwards, and then it's going to fit right behind. Make sure you get that all the way down and straight, so it's nice and flat back there. Now we have the look that we're used to with Swerve. We'll put the G1 image there, and I love it. I think they nailed the look of him. He definitely has some toyetic things to him, like the chrome thighs and the chrome feet. And I'll be honest, I didn't think I was going to actually enjoy having chrome on the thighs and feet. By the way, it is like a fingerprint magnet, so you're going to want to have something to wipe it down, but it's a mirror finish chrome, and it looks gorgeous. I really like how it looks in person. So not an issue for me. They also did some nice translucent orange plastic with silver details here for the chest. And if you look beyond that, hopefully I can get it to show up on camera, but there's some painted details behind that glass. There's a lot of detail back there. It's really nice that they worked that in. Didn't need to. The rest of the figure is fully painted. You got a metallic maroon. It's got, a finish to it. It's not just a flat. And you do have the M here, which we'll see in the vehicle mode. I'll talk about that a little bit later, where that M comes from, but very, very well done. I really like the look of him in robot mode. Let's go over the articulation. The head is on a rotating swivel. It gets you up to there. Nice high movement. If you push this back, you can get a little bit more out of it, but don't really need that. You can get rotating side to side. He does have these pylons here, so it kind of blocks his own view, but that's the character design. You have a rotation here at the elbow. It's interesting, a little bit weird the way this joint works, because there's this piece right here that rotates with it. They did detail that piece as well. You can see they put some painted detail in there. Out to the side on this hinge, all the joints are nicely tolerances. I don't have anything loose, so that's good news. Rotation at the elbow. 90-degree bend at the elbow, maybe a little past 90. Rotation at the wrist. Single pin for the hands, and they're curled just like all the other mini-bots we've gotten. Rotation at the waist at a ratchet joint. Strange place to put a ratchet, but they do have one there. Ab crunch gets you all the way down to there, so that's nice. For hips, you can move these out of the way. Hips are on a ratchet. Occasionally the ratchet doesn't ratchet click, so I don't know what it is that causes it not to ratchet click. It's working now. Hopefully you can hear that, but once in a while it doesn't ratchet click, so I'm not sure. It still holds fine, there's no problem. I'm just not really sure, what's causing that. But either way, it works. You get the legs all the way out to the side. Not much back, it's hindered by the sculpt there. You have a rotation of the thigh. I do recommend caution, since this is like a mirror finish chrome. Try not to scratch up the chrome, but it's gorgeous the way they did it. You have a 90-degree, actually it's a double jointed knee, but if you bend at the top, which is the ratcheted joint, you can get 90, and then you can get a little bit past with the other one, but you really are hindered by this panel right here. If you undo this panel, which I would consider cheating, because that's for transformation, you could get it past, but I'm not going to count that. I think it's just 90-degree bend at the knee, and we'll talk about this panel a little bit later. You have ankle tilt up to there, back to there, and nothing forward and backward. All right, now we do get some nice accessories with this guy. You get his blaster done in this gray painted plastic, nicely sculpted, and that'll fit in the hand. It's got the little peg on the back, so just get that pushed into his hand, and then close up the hand, the fist, and he can hold that. That looks pretty nice. And you also get a bunch of face and helmet options. So let me just show you this one. You got the kind of a pinkish color helmet with just a straight face. So you get three helmet options and 4 face options. So here's another one. You get the red maroonish color that matches the rest of his body. And then you get this one with kind of has like a bigger crest. So you can kind of choose what you like. This one's more like IDW style, I believe. But then you get 3 faces. And just to show you what it looks like, I'm just going to go through all the combinations so you can see all the helmets, all the faces. But let's start with this one. We'll just cycle through the faces so you can see them all. All right, there's the smiling face with the standard helmet. There's the kind of angry or yelling face with the standard helmet. And there's the face with the visor. So instead of separate eyes, he's got a visor. There's the maroon helmet with the standard face. Maroon helmet with the smiling face. Maroon helmet with the yelling face. And maroon helmet with the visor face. There is the alternate helmet with the standard face. Alternate helmet with the smiling face. Alternate helmet with the yelling face. And there's the alternate helmet with the visor, which I believe is the intention of this helmet. And I think it meant to look like IDW, but I'm not 100% sure. But there you go for all the options. My personal preference is the red, but nice to have the options. And for a quick size comparison, there he is next to the FansToys Variator, their version of Gears, and the Magic Square Light of Peace, their version of a toy Optimus Prime, which I just reviewed recently. And if you bring these guys in for a second, you can see just how different they really are. You know, they've got completely different engineering and design. The transformation is different. You know, even the backpack, the way the legs work, everything has been redesigned. So I love that FansToys is giving each character unique engineering and unique design, and not just copying the figure and changing a few things. So very cool. There you go. All right, now let's get this guy transformed into his vehicle mode. Probably the easiest FansToys figure I've ever handled. I already thought that about Tube, but now this is even easier than that. So let's get started with the arms. Go ahead and we can lift up the arms, open up this panel, fold the hand in, fold that down, rotate the arm so that you have this panel on the outside. You can lift up the arm on this joint here because you want to get this out of the way so you can fold this panel down. Then you can put that back. For now, same on this side, open up the panel, fold the hand in, fold that up, rotate the arm so you have this panel on the outside, rotate this back so that you can bring this panel down, and then you can bring this back down. For the head, we're going to take the panel back here, open this up, fold out the front of the truck, rotate the head around so that it's hidden, bring this down, and leave this here. In the instructions, they open up this bumper pieces. I'm going to do that a little bit later because it's kind of a finishing touch type of thing. All right, so we're going to take these arms. These are going to collapse inside. You can see they fit right between this lower piece here. So get this accordioned up and in. And we can collapse this down. It should peg in nicely on the front. Same here. Collapse that down and peg that in to the front, and it should squeeze together pretty nicely. Come to the back here, you're going to bend his ab crunch. That's going to give you some room to work. You can open these hip skirts up, bring the legs to the outside. And we're going to start by opening up this panel here. So you can just lift this up, it's just tabbed in right here, and then unpeg it from the side there, bring this around, and you can just leave this out of the way. Come to the leg here, you're going to open up this panel here. That's going to go down. This panel is going to go in, and then the heel is going to go down. Now we're going to take all of this, and it's going to fold down on itself all the way around. I do recommend that you clean up the chrome, wipe off your fingerprints if you're going to leave it in alt mode for a while, because you don't want that oil from your fingers to mar up that chrome. Go go ahead and take this panel, rotate this back up like this, tabbing in on the back. So give it a push, and that's how it looks. All right, same on this side. Open up this panel, fold this out of the way. You're going to take this panel, unpeg it from here, and that's going to fold down and in. Fold this panel up and in. Fold this heel spur down. Make sure you have this out of the way. And we're going to fold the leg up. And this is where you can have a little bit of collision. So you want to get this cleared so it doesn't bump. Because on the second one, it's a little bit tougher because you've got this panel sticking out of your way. So just rotate that down. And now we can get this folded all the way. And before you get this all the way down, you can rotate this back to the back like that. And bring this together. And I forgot one little step, but not too bad. We can just take our spudger and get this in here. You're going to fold out this little die cast piece right here. That's what's going to hold the legs together. All right, so get the legs together. Make sure these panels are both in. You can see there's a puzzle piece there and a tab right there. So get them squeezed together. So it looks like that. Then we're going to take this. On the front, there's 2 tabs and then 2 slots. This was very tight when I did it first, so I recommend if it is too tight, just do one at a time to loosen it up, then put them back in. But I've already done that, so I should be able to snap that in there. There we go. There's a pretty tight fit. And like I mentioned, if you have trouble, work it first before you try to put both in. We'll just wipe down that chrome. All right. Finishing touch, come to the front here. We're going to open up this bumper. It's just folded down onto the side. All right, and there is Diverge transformed into his really cool looking vehicle mode. I love how this turned out. We do get the nice M logo here, which a lot of people think it stands for Microchange or Microman, but it's actually Mysterians. And I talked about this on the previous review, but there was a line of toys called the Mysterians. It never actually came out. The toy line or the show never came out. So Transformers, they got these characters and figures from that toy line and never removed the M. So we do have a lot of toys with that little M. But gorgeous looking vehicle mode. Rolls beautifully. Nice heavy chunk of die cast. Nice translucent blue headlights. Silver for the grille there. Pearlescent for the bumper. Nice chrome wheels with rubber tires. Here's the back. This is about the only spot where I think it looks a little unfinished is this gap right here. Fortunately, it's actually used for something. You can take the gun here. There's a little tab on the end, and there's a little slot on the top of that little peg we folded out. So if you get this plugged into that peg, you can do that. And then you can use the articulation at the handle to fold this back. So you can have that look. That's kind of neat. And for quick size comparison, there it is next to MP10 Optimus Prime, and then a few other FansToys mini-bots, their Gears, and then their Outback. And you can see we have that M again on the version of Outback. But this is the part that's really interesting to me. Even though the legs are similar in terms of how they fold up on the back, everything else is different. All the transformation is unique. I just thought that was really cool. Even the look of the trucks, even though they're similar, they're very different. And that's just cool to me. But there you go for comparison. So final recommendations on the FansToys Diverge. And by the way, I have this up on a fixed hobby display stand. If you're wondering, it seems to hold it just fine, even though it's a kind of a hefty figure. But I'm going to give this guy a 5 out of 5. I'm going to give it a strong recommendation. I really think this is a great version of Swerve. Now, Swerve is kind of a boring character, and he doesn't really have a lot to excite people about buying him. But what they did here is, number one, they made it a different mold and different engineering than Gears, right? It's not the same engineering. It's not just a repaint. It's its own character. So it stands out on its own kind of thing. But in addition to that, they gave him some style. You went with the chrome thighs, the chrome feet, this translucent piece here on the chest with the detail behind it. All of that just makes him stand out. I really like the accessories. The alternate head sculpts and face sculpts give you options that you can choose, the way you want it. And I like the way the vehicle mode looks as well. Transformation is very fun, very intuitive. It's one of the, I would say probably the most fun or most easy maybe FansToys transformation we've gotten in as long as I can remember, right? I don't think there's a simpler one than this. But the only thing I think I would ask for or complain about is I think the feet could have stood to have a little bit more of a tilt, right? A little bit more tilt out of this. I could get a little bit wider stance, but I mean, I'm really nitpicking there. That's why I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. I think it is the best version of Swerve we've ever gotten from any line, from any company, period. But that's really it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.